My name is Jack, and I have always been fascinated by the macabre. Perhaps that's why I accepted the job as a night watchman at the old Melbourne jail. The old prison with its cold stone walls and empty cells seemed like the perfect setting for the ghost stories I loved. Little did I know I was about to become part of a story much more sinister than any I had ever read. On my first night, as I walked through the dark corridors, I felt a shiver run down my spine. The air was heavy, as if it carried the weight of all the sufferings those walls had witnessed. The echo of my footsteps seemed strangely loud, reverberating in the empty cells. I tried to convince myself that it was just my hyperactive imagination, but a voice in the back of my mind whispered that there was something more. First, it was just small things. The sound of chains dragging when I was alone in Block C. Shadows that seemed to move out of the corner of my eye. The occasional smell of old tobacco, even though smoking was prohibited in the building. I tried to rationalize, telling myself they were just tricks of my tired mind. But then things began to escalate. One night, while doing my usual rounds, I heard a muffled scream coming from one of the cells. I ran to investigate, my heart pounding in my chest. The cell was empty, of course, but the air inside it was freezing, much colder than the rest of the corridor. And on the wall, for a brief moment, I saw words written in old handwriting, "Help us." I blinked and the words were gone, but the cold remained. The objects in the prison also began to behave strangely. The old handcuffs in the museum exhibit sometimes jingled on their own. The logbooks moved places during the night. Once, I found all the photos of famous prisoners turned upside down. I began to have terrible nightmares. I dreamed that I was locked in one of the cells, hearing the screams of the condemned echoing through the corridors. In my dreams, I saw men being dragged to the gallows, their eyes full of terror, pleading with me for help. I woke up in a cold sweat, feeling the sensation of invisible hands grabbing me. It was around this time that I met Tom, the elderly janitor who worked during the day. He noticed my shaken state and called me for a talk. "You saw something, didn't you?"